So guys, if you open up your pack, you'll see after the introductory page on page 1, there's letter construction on page 2, and on page 3 it says making downstrokes and basic strokes. What we're going to do is we're going to start with basic strokes. What I would suggest is just have a listen for a second. The difference in the thickness of strokes is what makes calligraphy beautiful looking. It's that contrast. So, for example, if you had a specialist copper plate nib, the more pressure you put on it as you were doing calligraphy lettering, the more pressure you put on it, the thicker your line would be. Pressure can only be put on a nib when you are doing a downstroke. So that's when you start further away from your body and pull the pen towards your body, finishing nearer you. That's called a downstroke. You can't place pressure on a calligraphy pointed nib when you're doing an upstroke. So that's starting near your body and ending further away. It's called an upstroke. So these are sometimes referred to as hairlines. Downstrokes are often known as shades or swells. Let's call them shades. So, faux calligraphy, which is done with a pen or a pencil, it means that you don't have a nib, so the amount of pressure you put on, whether you're pressing hard or hardly at all, it means that your lines are always the same width. So what we have to do is we have to make up our downstrokes. Make up our downstrokes. Okay, bear with me. So an upstroke is just a single line away from your body. Okay, we keep it nice and thin, nice and straight usually, like this. A downstroke, on the other hand, is like this. But what we have to do is put in a second line and then fill that in, okay? This is our downstroke. So, upstroke, downstroke in faux calligraphy. So if we take the letter M for Mike, a lowercase or minuscule m looks like this, very simply. It's a series of overturns and descenders. So downstroke, we make it thicker. Upstroke, we leave it as it is. Downstroke, we make it thicker. Upstroke as it is, and then the final downstroke. We tend to square off the tops and the bottoms often. Okay, so that's all, and you can do that with a biro as well. Okay, so we'll do another M like this. And all it means is you just fill in the downstrokes like this. They don't have to be super thick. They just have to be noticeably thicker than the hairlines. Okay? Same thing goes for an A. So we construct it like in calligraphy, and then we recognize that the downstrokes are here and here. And that's all there is to it. That's basically faux calligraphy in a nutshell. Upstrokes and downstrokes. And where the downstrokes are, you put in a shade. We'll talk about the technicalities of doing that later, but for now, that's really all you need to know.